If you're a heat and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what is your game plan for idle time and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Silverberg, coming to you live from Clearwater, Florida on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. I'm coming to you live for HVAC technician sales secrets. So one of the things that you have the skills, the talents, and the capabilities of doing in your downtime is to get better at something different. So if I had to start all over again, here is a couple of things that I would do that would give me skills that last an entire lifetime. Okay, so first and foremost, there's websites like Pimsleur, there's websites that teach you how to speak Babel, teach you how to speak a second language. And if you spent 1 hour a day over the course of 6 months, you would get pretty proficient in something like Spanish or a language that is spoken around you that no other technician, plumber, roofer has, that gives you the ability to make sales when everybody else is sitting at home. So a couple of things. I know enough American Sign Language to get me in trouble. I remember enough Russian to cause me some problems if I really needed to, but I could stumble through a conversation. And when I was out in the field, there were times where people would say, "Hey Scott, I heard that you know sign language." I was, "Yep, I know sign language." And so they would say, "Hey, we got a client that's deaf that needs somebody to go out and have a conversation with them. Would you be willing to have a conversation?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I would," because nobody else knows how to make that sell. This was way before Google Translate. So what I would do is I would meet up with the person. I'd say, "I'm sorry, my sign is bad. Like, go slow." And so like the person would sign to me, we would finger spell, and almost every time that entered into a deal. And the reason I bring this up is most people don't think in terms of like, if I'm driving, I might as well be learning, okay? So if you want, you don't have to, nobody's forcing you to do this. I would absolutely though, learn a second language to make your life easier, to close more deals, and to be more versatile, because at some point you are going to move on and get out of the industry, okay? Before we continue, you should go to hvactechsecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not on the YouTube channel. It is an email publication. So it means I, Scott Silverberg, send you emails that you're gonna love. You can open them, you can check them out. They'll be good on this windy day. The wind just kicked up. We will deal with that in the post-production. And then next up on this is you should absolutely have an Audible account. And you don't have to find books on business. You can find books on telling stories. You can find books on telling jokes. You can find books on economics. It doesn't have to be about business. And this is a mistake that I see plenty of technicians and salespeople make, is they get caught up in is like, it's got to be a book that's going to teach me how to do better at sales. Well, there's only so much of that content out there that you can implement. And a lot of the sales content out there at this point is so inbred that people really aren't delivering new content to you. What they're doing is they're like, "Oh, I saw this dude do a reel or short and their version was cool, so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say the same exact thing." Well, I read up to 2012, I read every book in print about sales. And some of the old school books from Tommy Hopkins and J. Douglas Edwards, and that came out in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, really set the tone and the basis for everything that's happening now. But a lot of that content is outdated. So if you're like, "Hey, I need to get the moves, I need to get the maneuvers," these are all things that can be done. Now, last on this list, I'm going to go a little woo-woo on you. Last on this list, I would say get some content and learn how to meditate. Get some content and learn how to do some deep breathing. And it's not something that everybody's talking about, but if you want to reduce stress, you want to get your visualizations down when you're going over your goals and having conversations, these are all things that'll help you that may not necessarily be talked about in a way that's meaningful for you. There you go. Got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.